King's Indian attack, Yugoslav variation, 3.bg2c6. Sharp a back and forth game where both players had chances. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. The middle game battle was fairly even. Both players had a nice endgame. The ready is a less common but flexible opening that controls the center with the knight before committing a pawn. d5 occupies the center and controls the e4 and c4 squares. Black is able to construct a strong center that white would later attempt to weaken because to the King's Indian attack's preparation to develop the bishop to g2. Nf6 advances the knight, aids the d5 pawn, and holds the e4 square under control. Fianchetto move bg2 places the bishop on the long diagonal. When c6 is played, the d5 pawn is supported and the queen can grow on the queen side. The bishop is prepared to grow into a functional square. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. This develops a bishop off its starting square, getting it into the action. It is the last book move. It's alright. That's good. The bishop will be better off as a result of this. It is ideal. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. The bishop is now in a secure position. It is quite good. By growing a queen from its beginning square, this activates the queen. That's good. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. It is quite good. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. Castling develops a rook while moving the king to a safer position beyond the board's center. Castling to the same side of the board as your adversary helps you escape some of the attacking that comes with castling to the other side. It is ideal. By doing this, a knight moves out of its beginning square and into the action. It is quite good. This enables the adversary to kick the knight. It is incorrect. This misses a chance to trample a knight. It is incorrect. This enables the adversary to kick the knight. It is incorrect. This is a missed chance to kick a knight. It is incorrect. This enables the adversary to kick the knight. It is incorrect. This poses a knight-winning threat. That's good. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. A better technique to recapture a piece is missed by this. It is incorrect. This provides an equal exchange of parts. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. It is ideal. This prevents the adversary from winning a pawn. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. There were worse maneuvers, but there were also much better ones. It is incorrect. This suggests exchanging items of equivalent value. It is ideal. This suggests kicking a bishop. It is incorrect. This loses a chance to imply that winning a pawn is possible. It is incorrect. This misses an opportunity to move a knight to safety. It is a miss. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. A pawn kicks the opposing bishop, forcing it to move or risk being captured. That's good. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This threatens to win a bishop. It is best. This poses a threat to strike a knight. That's good. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. It is incorrect. Although the score was nearly equal, black now holds the upper hand. It is incorrect. This ignores an opportunity to capture a pawn that was threatening to win material. It is a mistake. This ignores a more effective technique to reclaim a piece. It falls flat. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. Recaptures. It is ideal. This exposes a pawn attack. It is ideal. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is ideal. There was only one good move in that position. This misses an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a rook. It is a mistake. Backs off. It is ideal. When a bishop moves away from being attacked, This gains a tempo. It is ideal. This overlooks a better way to move a bishop to safety. It is incorrect. Now that the rook is on an open file, it is easier to control squares all over the board. That's good. The game was almost evenly matched, but white is now worse. It is incorrect. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. There was just one smart move to be made. It falls flat. This develops a bishop off its starting square, getting it into the action. This is the only good move. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a pawn. It is a great move. This provides an equal exchange of parts. That's good. This avoids the knight's check. It is ideal. This passes up a chance to transfer a knight to safety. It is incorrect. This disregards an improved method of recovering a component. It is incorrect. This poses a knight-winning threat. It is ideal. This overlooks an opportunity to develop a rook off its starting square. This allows the opponent to reveal an attack on a bishop. It is a mistake. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it? This overlooks a better way to reveal an attack on a bishop. This allows the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a knight. It is a miss. This protects a bishop who was being attacked and lacked defense. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. This passes up a chance to seize a helpless pawn. That falls flat. Recaptures. It is ideal. Backs off. Black is equal at this point in the endgame. It is ideal. This requires an open file, a typical technique for rook activation. It is ideal. This suggests exchanging items of equivalent value. It is quite good. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Recaptures. It is ideal. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. There was only one good move in that position. This overlooks an opportunity to threaten winning a pawn. It is a mistake. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. This misses a chance to make a pawn-winning threat. It is incorrect. That's a decent move. That's good. This shifts the bishop to a square with more activity, giving it greater scope. This poses the risk of producing a passed pawn. It is ideal. The pawn is now on a square that is safer. That's good. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. The pawn is now in a safe position. It is ideal. It's all right. That's good. A powerful play. It is quite good. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. There were worse maneuvers, but there were also much better ones. It is incorrect. That is a regrettable error. It is incorrect. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. The bishop is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. That's a decent move. That's good. It's all right. That's good. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. The moved pawn advances toward its objective. A passing pawn could be promoted as a result of this. It is ideal. As a result, the bishop may now control more squares because it is in a better position. That's good. That is a logical response. It is quite good. A wise decision. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This defends the attacked pawn. This is the only good move. It is a great move. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. Very precise. It is best. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is quite good. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. As a result, the bishop may now control more squares because it is in a better position. It is quite good. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This requires an outpost, a square that is currently in play where a pawn cannot push the bishop off the board. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that it is ideal. Very precise. It is best. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. It is excellent. Sharp a back and forth game where both players had chances. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. The middle game battle was fairly even. Both players had a nice endgame. Among the best actions. It is quite good. Sharp a game that was back and forth and gave both players opportunities. It was a really competitive game. The beginning struck a balance. The struggle in the middle was fairly level. The end game was good for both players.